You're not defensive, are you? You're not. I mean, I mean, if anything, you probably think that the best form of defence is attack. But I think you are bruised by some of the criticism and I would use the word abuse. I mean, when you were on the radio show, obviously we're both quite heavily associated with the Remain movement, so there's no shortage of really vile comments coming into a radio studio like mine just because you're here.
Yes.
It isn't quite water off a duck's back. Some of these barbs must at least sting.
Well, I think the way I look at it is this. Where people are purely abusive, to be honest, it is water off a duck's back. It doesn't bother me. Now, I'm not trying to draw from that a wider lesson for life. I'm not saying, for example, to young people who may be being bullied at school or subject to harassment or a malicious comment, don't worry, sticks and stones may break your bones, but names can never hurt you. I think that old adage is wrong, and abuse and discrimination and insult and bullying can be very, very hurtful indeed. So I wouldn't say that, as I say, it's a lesson for life. For my own part, when I now and again come across very, very abusive commentary about me, I can honestly say it is water off a duck's back. It doesn't matter to me. I think it says more about the person using the pejorative language or a whole stream of epithets to describe me, and doesn't really say much about me. However, in terms of attacks on me, I think there is a difference between people attacking my views or my judgment or my competence in the chair or as a member of Parliament, and people effectively impugning my integrity or attacking my character. And as I say, I think that, if people just say, oh, well, I don't think he was a very good speaker, or I didn't like
So this is the difference between someone calling you a wazzock and somebody like the former Black Rod calling you a bully. That's what you feel.
Those remarks, the allegations of bullying, are hurtful.
Yes.
Because they do...
That's not what I was referring to, but that's what you're referring to
character.
Now. The attack upon a character as opposed to the public abuse.
They're deeply unpleasant, and of course they're hurtful, and it is upsetting to be constantly assailed. But I am fundamentally, A, resilient, and B, as you, in a sense, signposted to your audience, you didn't use this word, not defensive, but inclined to go on the offensive, attack being the best form of defence, and I am a pugilist.
So. Yes,
I am a pugilist. And I may well think that it's extremely unfortunate and mildly upsetting to be attacked by my detractors, but I say this, I have not the slightest intention, James, now or at any time ever, in any circumstances, of bending the knee to the bigot faction. And I use that expression advisedly, the bigot faction which has been hostile to me for many, many, many years. There are both parliamentarians who were against me from day one or before day one, and they will remain so, and I'm untroubled by them, and I will fight my corner in resisting them and answering back against them at every turn. And as far as people in the media and people that I've frankly regarded as rather entitled in their appointed posts, very often institutionalised, accustomed to having not only their say, but their way, taking umbrage that I dared to challenge them, well, I'm afraid they can continue to take umbrage, and I won't lose a wink of sleep over that. Some of those members of the bigot faction found it unconscionable, just not the done thing, that I, as Speaker, presumed to question their judgment and their competence and their right to do things in the way that they thought they should be done. If I can put it in these terms for the benefit of your listeners, there was a cadre of people, not particularly large, but there was a cadre of people, many of whom I suspect are in touch with each other, in the House of Commons and across the parliamentary estate, who are analogous to the people that you would have seen in Yes Minister or Yes Prime Minister on television. Those civil servants who were used to running things, doing it their own way, getting the minister to play ball, and who really did take very grave exception to a minister who said, well, no, I'm not going to do it like that. I want to do it differently. I want to reform. And what I found is that I came up against people who in some cases probably knew that they were very trad and rather reactionary, and in some cases, I think, to be fair, didn't know that they were trad or reactionary and probably wouldn't accept the description to this day. But the fact is they were. Now, some of them, not all of them, some of them served in Parliament for decades, and they had come to a position in terms both of seniority and state of mind at which they thought the way I do things is the right way, and this is the way that must continue. And if this new speaker has got funny ideas of changing this or that, we will have to see him right.